Buddha sat on a flat rock beside the river, the evening sun painting everything in golden hues. Disciples gathered around him, their eager faces illuminated by curiosity and reverence. He raised his hand, gesturing toward the flowing river before them. "This river is wise," Buddha said, his voice calm like the water's gentle ripples. "It knows its path, unresisting and steadfast, yet fluid and free." He leaned forward slightly, his gaze fixed on the current. "Observe how it moves, never halted by rocks, yet never fighting them." One disciple leaned closer, intrigued. "Master, does this mean we should do nothing against obstacles in our lives?" he asked earnestly. Buddha smiled faintly, his expression serene and knowing. "No, my child," he replied. "The river does not do nothing, it flows with purpose and patience." He picked up a small pebble, turning it in his hand thoughtfully. "Rocks block its path, yet it does not rage nor retreat," Buddha continued. "It bends, it shapes, it endures. The river becomes wiser with each obstacle it faces." The disciples exchanged glances, some nodding, others frowning as they contemplated his words. Buddha stood and threw the pebble gently into the water. "To resist is to struggle. To flow is to find peace," he declared. Watching the ripples extend outward, a young woman, among the disciples, raised her hand hesitantly. "But Master," she began, "if we let go completely, will we not lose ourselves? Like water merging with the sea?" Buddha turned to her, his eyes warm and steady. "Do you fear losing yourself? Or do you fear facing who you truly are?" he asked gently. She lowered her gaze, unsure, and Buddha approached her, his tone softer now. "The river flows to the sea, but its essence remains. It does not cease to exist," he explained. The anticipation in the grove was almost palpable, the disciples holding on to every word as though it were a lifeline. The merchant shows the traveler the pearl, explaining its immense value and the fear it has brought him. "Feel it," he said, inviting the disciples closer. "Touch the river and notice its presence, its life, its journey." Hesitant at first, they mimicked his gesture, their hands meeting the flowing water. "It carries stories," Buddha said, gazing at their joined hands and the river beneath. "It carries life and death, joy and sorrow." He paused, the sound of the water filling the silence. "But it clings to nothing. It simply moves, embracing all, resisting none." The sun dipped lower, painting the sky with streaks of amber and violet. Buddha rose and faced his disciples. "To live like the river is not to lose yourself," he continued. "It is to find freedom in your true nature." One older disciple, whose face bore the lines of many years, spoke thoughtfully. "Master, I have fought life's currents for decades. How can I learn to float now?" Buddha approached him with a compassionate smile. "Letting go is not about the past. It is about this moment," he said. "Close your eyes and breathe," Buddha instructed, his voice soothing like a lullaby. The man obeyed, his breathing becoming slower, deeper. "Feel the weight you carry," Buddha whispered. "Each thought, each memory, each regret, imagine them as stones in your hands. This is the essence of liberation, not in action, but in the freedom of the heart behind it." A disciple sitting near the front, her eyes brimming with tears of understanding, whispered, "Master, how do we practice this freedom in our daily lives?" Buddha's gaze rested on her, his expression as serene as a moonlit night. "Now, open your hands and let the stones fall into the river," he said. "Watch them sink, and let them go." The man exhaled deeply, his face serene for the first time in years. Buddha nodded, his satisfaction quiet but visible. "Floating is not about forgetting," Buddha clarified, addressing everyone. "It is about allowing the current to carry what no longer serves you." The group sat in silence, absorbing his words like the earth absorbs the rain. Buddha turned back to the river, its surface glowing in the twilight. This river will outlast us all, he said, his tone almost reverent. It teaches us patience, surrender, and trust. A disciple near the back of the group spoke, his voice hesitant but sincere. Master, what if the current becomes too strong? What if we are swept away? Buddha faced him, his eyes profound and timeless. Fear of being swept away comes from holding on too tightly, he said. He gestured toward a fallen leaf, drifting effortlessly on the water's surface. Look at the leaf, Buddha said. It does not fight the current, nor does it fear it. It simply floats. The disciple watched the leaf, its journey calm and unbroken, and nodded slowly. Today, he began, we delve into the restless mind, a mirror clouded by comparison, where clarity vanishes and discontent grows. The disciples exchanged glances. Their curiosity piqued, as Buddha gestured for them to follow him to the still pond nearby. Letting go does not mean you are powerless. It means you are free. Consider this pond, he said. Its surface calm, its waters clear, mirroring the world as it truly is. The disciples nodded, their eyes drawn to the beauty of the reflection, their hearts open to Buddha's teaching. The river flows, and so must we, he said. Not with force but with grace and understanding. Buddha spoke again, his voice a soothing melody. This is the nature of comparison. The mind disturbed, clarity replaced by chaos. The ripples subsided, but the reflection remained fragmented, its harmony disrupted by the stone's intrusion. The river continued its journey, timeless and unyielding, a silent witness to their awakening. Another day, another storm approached the mountains. Its presence felt in the rumbling sky and the restless wind. Buddha walked steadily, his disciples following closely behind, seeking guidance amidst the growing chaos. The wind howled through the narrow valleys, carrying with it an air of unease. They found shelter in a cave, its walls damp and its atmosphere cold. Thunder echoed, shaking the ground beneath them as fear spread among the group. To avoid comparisons, Buddha continued, focus not on others' ripples but on your own stillness. The reflection within. A disciple known for his competitive spirit spoke, his voice subdued. But Master, the world often thrives on comparison and ambition. The storm you fear exists not only outside, it lives within your own mind, he said. Buddha picked up a bowl from their sparse belongings, placing it gently under a dripping stalactite. Observe the water, he instructed, his voice steady like a heartbeat. Each drop falls with purpose, yet it does not resist the journey it takes. The disciple frowned, unsure. As Buddha continued, thoughts are like these drops, arriving without invitation, leaving without consent, he said. Do not fight them. Simply observe. Buddha touched the bowl, now partially filled with rainwater, and smiled. See how the storm gives without anger, how it flows without bitterness. Another disciple spoke, his voice low yet resolute. But Master, the storm outside feels overwhelming. How can we remain strong in its presence? Buddha nodded thoughtfully, his fingers tracing the edge of the bowl. The grove seemed to breathe with their collective understanding, its tranquility a reflection of the wisdom they now held. Buddha gestured for the disciples to rise, his presence guiding them back to the grove, their hearts lighter with realization. Listen to the wind, Buddha said. Feel its energy, its force, and its truth, but do not let it consume you. You belong, he said, not in comparison but in truth, not in distortion but in clarity. Within your own reflection, the disciples sat beneath the sala trees, the grove once again silent, their meditation a mirror of the tranquil pond. The storm mirrors your thoughts, your fears, and your doubts, he said. It teaches you to release, not to fight. Another day, the sun set over the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and red, illuminating the grove. The disciples gathered once more under the sala trees, their hearts eager to hear the teacher's profound wisdom and timeless stories. A young disciple, clutching her knees, asked hesitantly, "Master, what if the storm destroys everything in its path? How can we survive such destruction?" Buddha approached her, his steps deliberate and patient. He knelt beside her, his tone gentle yet firm. "Destruction is not an end. It is a transformation," he said. He placed his hand on the cave wall, its surface cold and rough. The cave was once part of a mountain, yet the storm carved it into a shelter, Buddha explained. The storm may take, but it also gives. The crackling of the lamp's flame punctuated the silence between Buddha's words, like the heartbeat of the story unfolding. One evening, in his frustration, the farmer struck the earth with his plow, his despair driving him to the edge of surrender. Buddha stood and addressed everyone. "The storm outside will pass, as all storms do," he said. "What remains is how you choose to face it." He paused, his gaze sweeping across the group. "Face it with acceptance, not resistance." The rain began to lessen, its rhythm shifting from chaotic to gentle. Buddha's voice carried a weight of wisdom that transcended the storm's fading presence. "Within each of you lies a storm, filled with thoughts, emotions, and memories," he said. "Learn to watch them without judgment." One elder disciple spoke, his tone contemplative. "Master, I have carried storms within me for decades. How can I find peace now?" Buddha approached him with a compassionate smile, his steps deliberate. "Peace is not something you find. It is something you allow," he said. "Close your eyes," Buddha instructed, his voice soothing like the rain's softened rhythm. The man obeyed, his expression tense but willing. "Feel the storm within you," Buddha whispered. The disciples bowed their heads, their hearts stirred by the simple yet profound truth woven into Buddha's tale. Buddha's gaze swept over the gathering, his presence an anchor for those seeking shelter from the storms of their minds. "Now, open your heart and let the wind blow through," he said. "Do not block it, let it pass freely. Your journey," Buddha continued, "is not to ignite the light, for it already burns, but to remove what obscures its glow." The disciples closed their eyes, the silence becoming a shared meditation, a moment of connection to the light within. Buddha's voice returned, gentle yet unwavering. "And remember, the light within you is not yours alone. It belongs to all. When you uncover it," he added, "its radiance will illuminate not just your path, but the paths of others." The storm has taught us patience, surrender, and trust, he said. It reminds us that life, like the weather, is beyond our control. A young boy among the disciples spoke hesitantly. "Master, what if another storm comes? How can we prepare for its arrival?" Buddha chuckled softly, his eyes sparkling like raindrops. "Preparation is not about control. It is about understanding," he said. He gestured toward the bowl, now full of water, and lifted it carefully. The storm fills the bowl, but the bowl does not resist, Buddha explained. It holds what it can, then lets the rest overflow. Buddha turned, walking toward the forest, his figure merging with the night, his presence an everlasting imprint on their souls. The disciples sat in silence, their hearts alight with understanding, the grove holding the essence of Buddha's teachings within its embrace. "Life will bring storms, some gentle, others fierce," he said. "But remember, the storm is not your enemy. Loss," Buddha explained, "is not an end but a transformation. Like water joining the earth to sustain life anew. Fear arises from misunderstanding," Buddha added. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video. "The storm flows, and so must we," he said. "Not with fear, but with grace and understanding." The disciples remained in the cave, their thoughts quiet, their hearts steady. They watched the clearing sky, each lost in their own reflections, yet united in the wisdom they had gained. The storm continued its journey, timeless and unyielding, a silent witness to their awakening. Another day, another horizon greeted Buddha and his disciples as they arrived at the shore of a vast, endless sea. The morning sun glimmered across the gentle waves, painting the waters in hues of gold and silver. The disciples marveled at the expanse, their thoughts drifting as freely as the ocean breeze. Buddha walked toward the edge of the sea, his steps deliberate and serene. His gaze rested on the distant horizon, where water and sky merged into a seamless unity. "Look upon the sea," Buddha said, his voice calm like the waves. "It holds secrets of life and clarity beyond measure." A disciple approached cautiously, his footsteps light upon the sandy shore. "Master," he asked, "does the sea speak to us as the river and storm did?" Buddha smiled faintly, his expression thoughtful. "The sea speaks in silence," he replied. "It reflects wisdom through its stillness and its vastness." "Reflect on what I have shared," Buddha said, "and may your hearts find peace in the wisdom of interconnectedness and impermanence." The disciples bowed deeply, gratitude shining in their eyes as they carried Buddha's teachings into their unfolding journeys. Its vastness does not overwhelm. Instead, it invites you to become one with it. The disciples crouched beside him, their hands meeting the water, their minds quieting. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video. It accepts both states without resistance. Buddha stood, his posture upright yet relaxed, and gestured toward the waves. "Observe how the waves rise and fall," he said. "They do not fight their movement. They embrace it, knowing it is temporary." He paused, his eyes scanning the horizon. To live like the sea is to find peace in every moment, regardless of its form. Another disciple, her face marked by a mixture of wonder and doubt, spoke hesitantly, "But Master, the sea's vastness feels overwhelming. How can we find clarity within something so immense?" Buddha approached her, his steps deliberate and patient. "Clarity is not found in understanding everything. It is found in accepting what you cannot control," he said. He gestured toward the horizon, where the sky met the sea in infinite harmony. "Look there," Buddha instructed. "Do not try to grasp its limits. Simply allow yourself to witness its unity." She followed his gaze, her doubts melting into the ocean's tranquil embrace. Buddha turned back to the group, his tone calm yet profound. "The sea teaches us that life is vast, unending, and ever-changing," he said. "We cannot control its waves, but we can learn to float." The disciples nodded, their expressions thoughtful as they absorbed his words. One older disciple, his face lined with years of experience, spoke contemplatively. "Master, I have spent my life searching for clarity. How can I let go of my endless questions?" Buddha approached him, his expression compassionate and understanding. "Clarity is not found in answers. It is found in surrender," he said. Buddha's voice echoed softly in Sita's mind, a guiding light that would illuminate her path through the trials of life. The disciples carried the teachings with them, their hearts united in the understanding that peace lies in acceptance of being. "Feel the vastness within you," Buddha whispered. "Each thought, each memory, each question, imagine them as waves rising and falling." Sita knelt before the hill, her hands resting on the earth, her heart open to the wisdom of her master. The fallen leaf sat beside her, its fragility a reminder that peace is found not in striving, but in being. Buddha's gaze remained steady, his presence a source of comfort and guidance, his teachings a beacon of light in the darkness. The disciples returned to their lives, their hearts filled with the truth that to be is enough, always and forever. Buddha nodded, his satisfaction quiet yet profound. To float is not to abandon thought, Buddha clarified. It is to release attachment. The sun rose higher, its warmth spreading across the shore. Buddha gestured toward the sea, its surface shimmering like glass. This sea reflects life itself, he said. Its vastness mirrors our endless potential, and its waves echo our fleeting moments. A young disciple spoke tentatively, his voice filled with curiosity. Sita knelt before the hill, her hands resting on the earth, her heart open to the wisdom of her master. The fallen leaf sat beside her, its fragility a reminder that peace is found not in striving, but in being. He picked up a shell from the shore, holding it up for everyone to see. This shell is shaped by the sea, yet it remains whole, Buddha explained. Let the chaos shape you, but do not let it break you. The disciple nodded, his expression thoughtful as he grasped the lesson. Buddha stepped closer to the water, his silhouette reflected in its gentle ripples. Life will bring moments of stillness and chaos, calm and storm, he said. But remember, the sea is not your enemy. It is your teacher. The hill stood tall, its presence a reflection of the peace that comes from embracing the essence of existence. Buddha's teachings spread like ripples in a pond, touching the hearts of all who sought the truth of being enough. Sita knelt before the hill, her hands resting on the earth, her heart open to the wisdom of her master. The fallen leaf sat beside her, its fragility a reminder that peace is found not in striving, but in being, not with resistance, but with acceptance and understanding. The disciples remained by the shore, their thoughts quiet, their hearts steady. They watched the water, each lost in their own reflections, yet united in the wisdom they had gained. The sea continued its journey, timeless and unyielding, a silent witness to their awakening. Sita carried the fallen leaf with reverence, its fragility now a symbol of the peace she sought within herself. The stars climbed higher, their light illuminating the forest, a reminder that light exists even in the emptiness of being. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.